Now here is an example of the Raglan sleeve pattern that you're going to produce today. And this is a one-piece Raglan sleeve that you can only use whenever you're actually making the garment from knitted fabrics. So can you see how the Raglan sleeve goes into the neckline? If I turn it around, and into the neckline here at the back. Now whenever you're making the pattern for this, the method of making the pattern actually limits the amount of extra shape and fullness you can put in to the shoulder end here. So as a result, the one-piece Raglan can only be used whenever you're actually making a garment from knitted fabric. Right, in this video you're going to be creating a Raglan sleeve. Now we're creating the one-piece Raglan sleeve simply because it can only be used with knitted fabric, and you'll understand the reason why whenever I start the pattern cutting process. I'm using the stretch block, which you've got a 1/4 scale of, and as you can see the stretch block here, there's no darts at all. The stretch fabric molds around the body, and there's the back. So to create this, I'm only doing the top half of the Raglan here, little Raglan top. So what I've done, I've drawn around the top half of the stretch block from the waist, as I've done here. I want you to draw yours in the same manner that I've got there, with the red line here across the bust or the chest line, and then lay your patterns on beautifully like what I've got there. Now you'll know from the pictures of the Raglan, at the beginning of this video, that the Raglan actually, the actual sleeve section goes into the neckline. So what I want you to do, I want you to measure down on the stretch block from this is called the neck point, you know that. Measure down 2 centimetres. I want you to draw a curved line into the notch on the armhole. So once again guys, I'm using my my felt tip pens. I want you to use your pencils. I'm trying to find my felt tip. There's my Sharpie there. So what I've done, I've measured 2.5 down, and I'm drawing a lovely curved line using my Pattern Master from the point that I've just measured down to, and it's a curved line with the arc of the curve heading towards the shoulder. And whatever I do in the front, I'm doing on the back. So again, from the neck point, I'm measuring 2.5, no, I'm measuring 2, sorry. I'm measuring 2 down, and I'm taking and I'm drawing a lovely curve going into the area where the notches are. Now, what I've got to do now is cut these sections off. Now, I've already basically traced around them. Now, as you can see, I've traced around them, but I want you to cut them off your patterns, because what you're going to do now is add those onto your sleeve. So I've traced them off in bright yellow so you can see them here. But one of the things that you must do is mark them with what's the front, what's the back, and where the shoulder is, because it gets very confusing whenever you go to actually put these sections on top of the sleeve. So what you'll do eventually is trace off the front of the garment, the back of the garment, and add on seams, but we'll look at that later. So I need you to trace off or cut off these sections I have in yellow. Well, I've got mine traced off already for you. So I'm going to take that away. And I want you to draw around the sleeve. But what I want you to do first of all is draw a red vertical line and line up the centre of the sleeve with that vertical line. Okay, now again I'm trying not to waste lots of paper, so I'm only doing half. I'm only doing half a sleeve. I'm actually folding up here at the elbow line. So what you need to do, make sure you do, you're lining up the center of the sleeve with that red vertical line. So you need to make sure you draw around it. And the vital things are that you put in those two, the notches on the back and the notches on the front. So now what we do is this. We take the bits that we have, you'll have cut off the bodice here. So I've taken I'm going to call these horns. So I'm taking that point and I'm laying it where the notches are. Okay? You can see the shoulder bits up here. And I'm taking that point and I'm putting that, I'm aligning that with the front notch. So watch what I'm doing. I'm bringing these together until the neck point of that little bit lies on the red line. And we bring them together like that. And that becomes the raglan. Now the reason why it will only work, a one-piece raglan, is if you're using stretch fabric, is the fact that we're actually losing the top of the sleeves. We're losing bits of the pattern that is used to cover the body. So watch what I'm doing again. I'm laying it down there and I'm pivoting it and I'm swiveling it around to that bit there. That bit there falls on the red line. And I'm doing the same here. Laying it on where the notches are, where the bit falls on the red line, and basically where the patterns come together. So there is your one-piece raglan. So basically what you would do is you'd obviously cut that out. I've already done it. I've already cut another pattern out already from that. So if I take that away, cut that out, take that away. There's the sleeve. You must make sure you keep the notches in and you mark in the back and the front. And from so you trace off the back section here. Trace off the back section and you trace off the front section minus these things here that you put on top of the sleeve. So you will then literally have your pieces like that. You'll have your back, body, you'll have your sleeve and your front body, and you will sew the raglan together like that, and matching the notches here like that. And there is a slide on the PowerPoint which tells you how to actually sew it.